Hi, this is overcoming fear of failure or any other fear. Could be fear of criticism or fear of success that sabotages us. The fear I'm talking about is the fear that sabotages us from achieving our full potential, helping us to actually live a life to our fullest. So my name is Stella Olivia Kikoyo, and I will be taking you through the different toolkits that I developed that allow you to start moving into fear. So in the last series, we talked about discovering yourself. Now I use the hand tool to allow you to move into this new line of opportunities. So when you understand yourself, you will realize that you can now move forward. Understanding and accepting yourself is really fundamental to allow you to start to move into these new zones that you want to experience. And the moment you start moving into these unknown areas, you actually find that you start to experience life. Sometimes you are challenged, that we talked about. To be able to thrive, you have to change and you have to be challenged. So you will find that you'll be challenged, but you will find your fullest potential, and most times your fulfillment will be at the end of that achievement, or the best of it is if it comes immediately when you start to experience even the challenge. Every step of the way, finding yourself succeeding or triumphing and actually celebrating those moments that are leading you to your actual goal or dream that you want to achieve. So discovering yourself is going to be fundamental, and you had a task already that you can go back to the previous video and look at and review and do the task that you're given. So the 5 tools, apart from discovering who you truly are, you need the emotional state, the focus, finding out the meaning that you attach to failure and success, and we have the relationship. The relationship is related to meaning, the relationship that you associate with certain words, with a goal that you want to achieve, any form of relationship of those images that you're creating or words that you're using. And the last one is the strategy. So today in this particular series, we are going to be talking about emotions. I love the subject of emotions. Emotions are the actual truth of the true experience of what we are having right now. I could be pretending that I am happy, and yet deeply inside in there, I am not. So the truth is happening within me. So understanding your emotions is important, and I take emotions in several ways. I personally take emotions and feelings as either your thermostat or your traffic lights. So whichever analogy works for you. As a thermostat, the feeling that I have at this moment in time tells me whether I've gone up or I am down. So I'm either in higher vibrations or low vibrations, and the feelings are happening in my body. That means I have to bring my mind to the awareness of that feeling. So you need to identify, what does it feel like when you're fearful? What happens when you're in fear? Does your chest tighten? Does your heart pound fast? What does it actually, what is the true experience for you? Does your stomach tighten? What is it? I recently was covering in a reading club, we went into emotions because a particular paragraph is a children's reading club that I also run. There was a paragraph, and someone was, the author was describing the feelings of this character. And I had to take the children into describing their own feeling of what fear and anxiety meant to them. And the kids really were good. They were very good at describing their feelings. Some of them say their fingers got cold, yet others say their fingers get warm. Do you know your feeling? How do you feel when you experience fear? How do you feel? Do your fingers actually sweat? What is it? What is it that actually happens to you? Do you get cold? What is that experience? I was coaching a young lady. Actually, I was mentoring her. She is a manager, and she wants to move her confidence high so that she moves to the next managerial role. And we were talking about the meeting she was going to have, and we're in the preparation of building up her confidence. And I remember one of the things she was talking about this fear that she really has before she addresses any meeting. And we had several series of these kind of meetings because she's in a managerial role, and therefore she's going to be addressing different matters. But one of the things she said is that when she experiences fear, she goes into withdrawal. But when she goes into withdrawal, it doesn't exactly help her, because then she starts to pound more louder these noises. So we had to work with what benefits her, what can move her into into a more confident perspective of the journey she's going to experience, or actually the meeting that she's going to address. So when we're talking about emotions, we need you. That's why we started with you. We need you to know where you experience fear. When does it come? When does it happen? Not everybody's fearful of the same thing. And then how do you experience that fear? That is knowing yourself. And the moment you start to understand that fear, that is through mindfulness. For those who have watched some of my mindfulness sessions, you'll be able to start now knowing, oh, the moment the alert comes, that's like if I have to use the analogy of the traffic lights, you see the orange light, then you start to say, oh my goodness, my heart is pounding, my tummy has tightened, I'm actually being fearful. Then you're going to take steps that are going to help you to bring yourself back to the right state of mind that will allow you to move forward. Some of you have already maybe experienced fear and have tools, but I'll share some of the tools that work with me and some of my clients. One of the things that you can do to bring yourself in a good state, which Tony Robbins talks about, is physiology. Because the emotion is happening in your body, you need to change your physiology. The moment you start moving your body in any form, you will find that your state of being will change. You could sit straight. Just sitting straight can help you change your biochemical state. Everything changes. The brain becomes alert. It's achieving that you're confident, you're more aware. Because if you look at it, when we're scared, how does your body form? Most likely your shoulders go up. But when you're confident, your shoulders go down. So you can see what happens to your physiology. Your chin is elevated when you're confident. Your back is straight. And when you're not confident, your curvy, your chin drops. Everything changes, and people can read into the fact that you're fearful. So apart from changing your physiology, which can also mean taking a walk, which can also mean going for a run or having a dance, anything that changes your physiology will bring you in a new state of being. So the other thing that you can do that is really important, that I personally start with, is the breath. Because we start our lives with breath and we end our lives with breath. So the breath is a really key tool. Knowing how to use the breath to actually bring yourself into balance is amazing. And that's one of the simplest tools that you can use because it's there all the time. When you're aware, you need to be aware of what's happening and bring yourself to balance. So for those who have been following some of our videos, you can go into the mindfulness videos and watch some of the breath techniques that we use to be able to bring ourselves into balance. But one of the simplest one is the box one. And even if you don't use that and just become aware of your breath and taking a deep breath and out, that changes everything. And I'm sure you can do that. So change your physiology and things will change. So I want you to make sure that you can take that action and ensure that your emotional state changes. The other thing is, of course, which I've mentioned already, becoming aware of where fear is and how it feels like, and then doing something with why am I experiencing what I am experiencing. Then you're becoming more conscious of what is going through your mind. And then at that point, you can always work with the brain, the lizard part of the brain, to see how you can bring yourself to a new state of being and just say, I understand why you're bringing me to this. I understand that public speaking can be so scary. I understand that you're worried that you're going to be criticized, but we have to do this because we need to get into new zones of life. We need to actually become great speakers, and to become great speakers, I need to take the step to start speaking. I need to take the lives. I need to take the first step to go for my live sessions. And I can't become good at doing these live sessions. I can't become confident until I make that first step. So befriending fear and talking to fear in a good way, or your chimp brain, so that it comes to agreement and you are able to move and thrive, will allow you to really enjoy this more. So thank you for being here. And that is part of the toolkit that can allow you to actually benefit more in life and thrive and be able to live a limitless life. I thank you for joining me. And if you haven't been here before, if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We'll get back to you. And keep enjoying life and live your life to your fullest. Goodbye.